Hello there. 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 And welcome to Be in a Jar ASMR. Be in a Jar ASMR. Welcome to today's video. Today I wanted to do a little tour of my partner and I's many movie posters. We have quite the collection. When my partner and I moved in together, I barely had space to fit in my posters because he has dozens of movie posters. When he was living in a tiny little apartment back in the day, he had, I think, like 50 or 60 posters somehow crammed into one room, and you could not see the walls. So when we moved in together, I told him, I'm like, you gotta save some space for me to be able to put my posters up too. So it worked out, especially since we ended up getting our 5-bedroom together. We lived in a small apartment together before, and we could not put up all of our posters, but now pretty much all of them are on display. And the nice thing is that we have pretty much the exact same taste in movies, and so his posters are posters that I would put up anyways. So it works out. So I was gonna do some tapping and tracing on some of these ridiculous posters that we have sometimes. This one is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Let me just take a step back so you can see the scale of this poster. It's pretty dang big, but I love this movie. I think it is absolutely hilarious. This has been a favorite of mine for a really long time. I just love Johnny Depp in this. I think it's my favorite role of his. It's such a trippy movie. And I absolutely love this poster. I'm pretty sure this is a Terry Gilliam movie. Let me see. Let's see. Maybe we can find out. Did Terry Gilliam make this? Yes, directed by Terry Gilliam. He's got such a weird, kooky style, and I absolutely love it. So I had to add this to my office, and directly to the right of that, you guys see this in the background of my videos, Reefer Madness. A friend of mine got this for me for my birthday, I think last year, and I think it is hilarious. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Reefer Madness, but it is I believe like 1930s or 1940s, God, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess it's like a propaganda film about marijuana and what it does to teenagers, and just the ridiculous misinformation that was being spread during that time, basically acting like it made people go crazy. As you can see here, drug-crazed abandon. I think this is absolutely hilarious that this anti-drug propaganda film came about as, something that was supposed to be very, very much a warning to kids, to stay away from marijuana, and then it ended up being kind of an iconic symbol in the stoner community for people to make fun of and appreciate. So I find that very funny, the irony of that. The sweet little pill that makes life better. Oh, bitter. I've been reading this wrong. I heard better. Whoopsie. That's my dyslexia, I guess, kicking in. But the sweet little pill that makes life bitter. Adults only. This movie is just crazy. It is hilarious. I think it's worth it for anybody to watch it if you want to see some ridiculous overacting of the 1930s. Youthful marijuana victims. Marijuana. What actually happens? Drug-crazed abandon. And then hiding in the corner here behind my dollhouse, we have one of the very first movie posters I got when I was a kid, which is Star Wars. I love this poster. It's just classic, very iconic. I'm pretty sure we have another Star Wars poster up somewhere in the house because my partner has pretty much the same one. It's just a little more authentic to the original poster, because this is like a special edition or deluxe edition poster. It's a collector's edition, I think. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. But yeah, this hung on my bedroom wall ever since I was a little kid. And I've got a few rips in it up at the top, and I think the bottom of it's pretty ripped up too. It's seen better days, but this has been with me for a very long time, and so I just had to keep it. I think it's cool. It just kind of symbolizes that love for Star Wars I've had since I was a little kid. It's just a very nostalgic franchise for me. Nostalgic franchise, nostalgic franchise, nostalgic franchise. And then if we step out of my office, 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 this is the very first thing to greet us. This is the door to my partner's office. He loves writing, and so I think this makes a great symbol of his domain. Always a little unsettling to see, especially in the middle of the night, walking out and just seeing Jack Nicholson's crazy eyes peering at you. But we both love The Shining. It's a great movie. I finally got my partner to read the book as well, and he got to see, you know, the many differences between the film and the book, just because Stanley Kubrick definitely put his own spin on the movie. I think it's a great piece of cinema, though, definitely a classic, very iconic, and some very strong performances in it. Sometimes it can be hard to separate the art from the artist, and just, you know, viewing some of those tense situations with how some of the actors were treated on that set, specifically Shelley Duvall. It's hard, you know. I mean, definitely made for a great performance, but at the same time, it's sad, you know. I think my partner and I being so interested in filmmaking and seeing those behind the scenes, it can make it challenging sometimes to be able to separate the art from the artist and be able to enjoy those things the same once we hear, you know, the truth of how they were made. It can be unfortunate, but I think it's still very fascinating. And this film in particular is always going to be, you know, an iconic horror film, and it's got a very unique style about it, as Kubrick does, and so we immortalize it on our wall. And if you take a right when you come out of my office, you're going to see the eternal sunshine, eternal sunshine, eternal sunshine, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. Very beautiful film. My partner and I both love this movie. I showed this to him just a couple months after we first started dating, and he got very quiet after we watched it, and I got super worried because I thought he didn't like it, because I'm a talker after movies. I'm always like, oh my god, this happened and this was amazing, and I didn't know how to feel about this part. I'm a rambler, you know, I'm a rambler. And so when he got really quiet afterwards, I got really worried. I started thinking, oh, maybe this was too soon to show like such a relationship heavy film to someone that I'm dating. But as a matter of fact, the main reason why he got quiet was because he was feeling very inspired, and he was just feeling very emotional afterwards, because it's a very emotional film. And if you haven't seen it, definitely treat yourself. Charlie Kaufman makes amazing films. He's one of our favorite directors and writers. And so this is a very beautiful science fiction-y, sort of trippy romance film. And it's definitely one of the faves, 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 one of the faves. In our bedroom, we have Princess Mononoke, Princess Mononoke, Princess Mononoke, Princess Mononoke. I absolutely love Studio Ghibli. I grew up rewatching Spirited Away all the time, all the time, all the time, all the time. I loved My Neighbor Totoro. I loved Howl's Moving Castle. There's a handful that I still have not seen yet, amazingly, like Ponyo I still haven't seen. I haven't seen Porco Rosso. I have not seen Castle in the Sky. There's a handful that I still need to watch. But I also love Kiki's Delivery Service. The Boy and the Heron was amazing. And Princess Mononoke is one of my favorites. It's just such a powerful film about our relationship with the earth, our relationship with each other. It's a very powerful story, and I think everybody can find some enjoyment in Studio Ghibli films, no matter what age you are. I think that's what's so fascinating about his films, specifically Hayao Miyazaki. He just captures the human soul in a bottle, and I have yet to see anyone compare to his style. He just has a very unique style, and he just captures humanity in such a beautiful way. Such a beautiful way, 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 beautiful way. Now, as we come down the stairs, you're gonna see quite a few posters along the walls here. Some of these I will not be able to reach just because they are really up there, really up there, really up there, really up there. But on our left, we have Texas Chainsaw, Texas Chainsaw, Texas Chainsaw, Texas Chainsaw. Very iconic horror film. Absolutely love this movie. I just love the raw, gritty vibe of it all. It's just such a great film. We have Apocalypse Now over here. Amazingly, I still have not seen this movie, and my partner really wants me to watch it. I do love Marlon Brando. And, God, who was it that directed this? Oh, this is a Coppola. Okay. Yeah, I need to watch this one still. This has been on his list for me to watch for a very long time, very long time, very long time, very long time. Let's see. I'm trying not to die on the stairs here. We have Jurassic Park, 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 Jurassic Park. That is one of my partner's favorites. He loves Spielberg, as you can see. And I believe that's, no, maybe that's not Spielberg. Oh my goodness, it might not be. Oh, it's Tobe Hooper, that's right. Here I go, outing myself. Not a real fan, not a real fan, not a real fan, not a real fan. But this is definitely a nostalgic movie for me. I wasn't as huge on Jurassic Park as he was when he was a kid, but you know, boys will be boys, dinosaurs, you know. I think it's a great movie though, a lot of awesome practical effects. Over here, iconic Pulp Fiction, 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 Pulp Fiction. La 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 la. Great movie. Definitely not my favorite Tarantino. Kind of got an unpopular opinion on that. My favorite Tarantinos would be Jackie Brown and Reservoir Dogs. Mostly because I just love dialogue-heavy stories like that. And I love Pulp Fiction. I think it's still a great movie, but it's just not my favorite, not my favorite, not my favorite. Then we have Poltergeist, 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 Poltergeist. Oh, Steven Spielberg did work on this. God, okay, I thought I was going crazy. I love Poltergeist. I think it's such an awesome classic 80s horror. Definitely one of my favorite paranormal horror films, just because I'm a little bit picky about paranormal movies. But I feel like this just has such great 80s vibes and a lot of really cool practical effects. There's a particular scene in this that just traumatized me when I was a kid. If you remember the bathroom sink scene, then you'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about. You'll know what I'm talking about. Over here we have some Coen Brothers, Coen Brothers, Coen Brothers, Coen Brothers, The Big Lebowski, The Big Lebowski, The Big Lebowski, The Big Lebowski. Great movie. Absolutely love the Coen Brothers. This one's not my favorite. I'd say either Fargo or No Country for Old Men would be my favorite. But Jeff Bridges is hilarious, and I absolutely love John Goodman in this. Oh my gosh, I love the scene where he's like, you see what happens, Larry? Little Larry, little Larry. Then we have here Full Metal Jacket, Full Metal Jacket, Full Metal Jacket, Full Metal Jacket. You know, also unpopular opinion, not one of my favorites. You can probably tell which posters are my partner's and which ones are mine. I think these are actually all of his, now that I think about it, except maybe Texas Chainsaw we got together, I can't remember. But Full Metal Jacket's not my favorite Kubrick. I love Kubrick. My favorite Kubrick would definitely be either The Shining or Clockwork Orange. I love the first half of Full Metal Jacket, but I'm just not a huge fan of war movies. It just doesn't really do anything for me. I'm not sure. I've watched a few, you know. I've seen like 1917, that's a pretty good one. What was the recent one? All Quiet on the Western Front. I actually liked 1917 better than that, actually. I just really liked the whole one-shot concept. That was very cool. But not really my favorite. I do love the performances in Full Metal Jacket, though. The story is pretty interesting, just getting that raw, fly-on-the-wall feel to Vietnam. Very interesting. Then we have here American Psycho, American Psycho, American Psycho, American Psycho. I love this movie. This is my partner's poster, but yeah, I've loved this movie for a long time. I just love the satire surrounding, you know, like the, what's the word I'm looking for here? I guess like the businessmen and the whole like Wall Street vibe mixed with the kind of, I don't know, psychosis of it all, I suppose. Power and greed and, you know, what have you, what have you, what have you, what have you. It's a great movie, and I would say that this is probably my favorite Christian Bale performance. I feel like he just hit the nail on the head with this character, and I have yet to read the book. I think I own it, but I just haven't read it yet. I'm excited to, just to see the comparisons between the character in the film and the book itself, the book itself, the book itself, the book itself. If we keep on moseying down this way, we'll see not quite a movie poster, more like a movie prop poster, but if you recognize this, you must be a fan of Time Bandits, Time Bandits, Time Bandits, Time Bandits. This is the map of the universe, the map of the universe, the map of the universe. I absolutely love this map. It is so cool. I've wanted this for a really long time, and my dad actually ended up getting it for me a few years ago for my birthday, which was very exciting. So it's cool because it's like a vinyl material too, so it's nice and tough. I could roll it up and carry it around with me if I wanted to do some exploring of the universe, exploring of the universe. Great movie, another Terry Gilliam, very trippy and weird, but nonetheless a great film. Then I have here Nightmare on Elm Street Dos. You may be wondering why Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Mostly because this poster is awesome. I think it's very cool. The classic 80s hand-painted art is just so cool to me. I love all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies. I can't say equally just because, you know, they gradually kerplunk, but they are so cheesy and so entertaining, and mostly my favorite aspect of them are the practical effects and Robert Englund's performance because he is hilarious. This has been described as the gayest Nightmare on Elm Street film. There's a lot of funny history surrounding that and how the film was made and how that kind of slipped by the censors. If you are ever interested in watching the documentary about the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, there's a documentary called Never Sleep Again, and they talk about the making of all of the films, and it's pretty fascinating if you're into horror. But there's a very funny story surrounding this film being potentially the gayest horror movie of all time. So very entertaining, very entertaining, very entertaining. I just love this poster. I think it looks super cool. And then down here we have iconic classic Ghostbusters, 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 Ghostbusters. My partner loves this movie. It's very nostalgic for me as well. I think more so for him than me. He probably watched it a bit more as a kid. But we did have a Ghostbusters birthday party for him a few years ago that I put together. I actually got him this really cool like briefcase that I filled with like a custom Ghostbusters uniform for him with like the proton pack and the what's it called? What am I trying to think of here? Oh my goodness, that's terrible. I can't remember the the PKE meter. That's right, the PKE meter. The goggles and stuff like that. It was pretty fun. My family and I put together this party for him and surprised him with all Ghostbusters stuff. It was very cool. Then we have the iconic Kurt Russell in Big Trouble in Little China. 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 Jack Burton's in for some serious trouble, and you're in for some serious fun. I absolutely love this movie. It is hilarious. God, look at those muscles. He's all greased up and everything. This poster is so cool. My partner ended up getting me this poster a few years ago when he found out that this was one of my favorite 80s cheese movies. I think it's just hilarious. John Carpenter has such a unique style, and introducing Kurt Russell into this role was just perfect. It's such a good satire on 80s action movies. It's just hilarious all the way through. Great practical effects, hilarious performances. I just showed this to all of our friends recently for a movie night, and they all surprisingly loved it. I did not expect they were going to like it as much as they did, because I thought maybe they're going to take it a little more literal and think that it's just a shitty script, you know, but it is very much a satire. It's hilarious. It's very 80s, that's for sure. Speaking of John Carpenter, right next door we have The Thing, the ultimate in alien terror, the ultimate in alien terror, the ultimate in alien terror. Absolutely love this movie. For a very long time, this was my partner's favorite movie when he was very horror-centric. It's still one of his favorites, just not like right at the very top of horror for sure. This is probably my favorite horror movie. Just such a great great script, great tension between all of the actors, and they brought those performances to such a terrifying place of just that who do you trust kind of mantra. It was great. It was such a great movie. Awesome practical effects too. I feel like everybody has to see The Thing. It's just such a classic horror, and again, definitely has some of the best practical effects in cinema history. Then we have here one of my favorite films, or at least used to be. Labyrinth. I actually got this at a very cool Jim Henson exhibit back in the day when there was like a traveling exhibit of some of the classic costumes and puppets from his films and television shows. So I snagged this poster while I was there, and it's just so cool. I love the art style so much. This is like a guilty pleasure movie for me because nowadays, you know, I look at it and I'm like, this is such a cheese fest. But the vibe of the film is just so cool. The set design is incredible, the costume design, the puppetry. It's a very, very cool film. The music's definitely very 80s, and David Bowie, what's with the pants? Everybody's always addressing the elephant in the room with that. But yeah, very cool movie nonetheless, and this poster definitely fits the theme of this room. If you couldn't tell, this is our 80s centric room. I will give you a tour at some point when it's not ridiculously messy. Then we have my partner's Raiders poster. He loves Indiana Jones. He just got finished playing the new game recently. It was fun to watch him go through that. It was a very entertaining game. The voice actor for the game is so good. Oh my god, he sounds exactly like Harrison Ford. The Return of the Great Adventure. I have not always been like a huge fan of the Indiana Jones movies. I liked them when I was a kid. My favorite was Temple of Doom, just because I really liked horror stuff. But this is definitely fun for people that enjoy, you know, adventures and escaping crazy shit. You know, kind of got the escape room thing started up for my partner. We both love escape rooms. It's definitely a hobby of ours. Harrison Ford's great, classic, and yeah, I mean, who doesn't love punching Nazis? So, you know, great movie if you want to watch a bunch of Nazis get melted. I've got to speed this up because I'm going to be late for work. So this is my partner's Star Wars poster. A little more authentic to the 70s feel. A lot more bright popping colors. But essentially the same poster. Why not have it twice in the house? I didn't think that was a problem. I love this poster. It's very cool. Love the classic 70s and 80s artsy posters like this, and not just the, you know, modern floating head digital posters. Just boring. And then we have Reservoir Dogs. Love this movie. This is probably close second in the favorites of Tarantino's. My number one is definitely Jackie Brown. I just love the heist vibe of that movie. It's great. Just classic. Robert De Niro is so hilarious in it too. But yeah, this is a great movie as well. I definitely love this cast. They blend together so well, and I just love all the dialogue in this film. It's such a tense story. Then we have one of my partner's favorites, Jaws. It's been a very long time since I've seen this, and I was probably like 10 when I last watched it. My partner's been giving me hell about that, so I need to watch it again. It seems like a very 70s film, which is not at all a problem, as you could tell based on our taste. But I'm excited to see it again. Down the hall, we have the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know, my partner doesn't agree with me, but I feel like the way they painted everyone on this poster, they almost look identical. Like, these look like triplets. I mean, I know that's Clint Eastwood, obviously, but I don't know. It feels like they look so similar. It cracks me up. I love this movie. I think I saw it when I was really young, and I just didn't really connect with it. And then recently I watched it, and I was on the edge of my seat for the end of it. It is such a good movie. Classic, tense. Oh, God. gosh, it's just such a cool movie, such a cool movie, such a cool movie, such a cool movie. I am due to rewatch it again already. Then we have in the kitchen, we have the blob. My partner loves this movie, although it's been a really long time since he's seen it. One of our friends watched it recently and was like, dude, why did you recommend that? That was shit. So we're gonna give it a rewatch and see if it's any good. I have not seen it before, but it's very, 50s horror cheese, I imagine. Indescribable, indestructible, nothing can stop it. The blob. I do want to watch the 80s version as well. I've heard that the effects are definitely a lot better in the 80s version, and it's a bit more horror than just, the classic cut to woman screaming, cut to woman screaming. And then we have Young Frankenstein. This is a massive poster, but we absolutely love this movie. I showed this to my partner for the first time a few years ago, and then we went to my parents' Halloween party, and my parents dressed as Peter Boyle and Madeline Kahn from the end of the movie, and then my partner and I dressed as Terry Garr and Gene Wilder. Wow, I spaced his name for a second. That was terrible. But yeah, it's a great movie. I actually got introduced to Young Frankenstein before I ever watched Frankenstein as a kid, and so this is just always what I pictured when I heard Frankenstein. And it's funny because this is, just a satire and a lampoon of the story of Frankenstein, but somehow it's still a great adaptation. I cannot speak. Also, hilarious film. Definitely my favorite Mel Brooks. It's just, it's a classic. And last but not least, we end on a sad note. One flew over the cuckoo's nest. I'm sorry, I gotta crane my arm to reach this poster because it's tucked away. More Jack Nicholson in the house. This is such a great movie if you want to sob your eyes out. It is a classic. Jack Nicholson gives such a great performance in it. Oh my gosh, just the characters play so well off of each other, and it's just such a human story. Love this film, and I'm very excited to read the book as well, because that's another one that's on my shelf that I have not touched yet. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I'm not a good reader. I collect books, but I don't actually read them, so I need to make that change. Well, with that being said, I'm going to be late for work if I don't wrap this up now. I think this may either be a late night upload on Wednesday, or it'll be an upload on Thursday, just because I'm scrambling here. So I hope wherever you are in the world, you enjoyed the video. You're having a good day, a good evening, and you're taking care of yourself, Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed our vast collection of movie posters. Those are just the movie-specific posters. We have dozens of other posters around, but I will skip those for now. Thank you so